First off, for the longest time I was the only girl in a party of 7. Although this isn't as dramatic or as awful as those other stories, it still makes me angry when I think about it. About 3 years ago, I made a post on Instagram offering to DM 5e for anyone that was interested because my previous party had split up after leaving college. I was quickly approached by an old high school friend, Jack, who said he had a group gathered. I was welcome to come and meet everyone and decide if we all got on well. Jack was always very sweet in high school, so I agreed, and we all met at his flat that weekend to play a few non-D&D related games together and get a pizza. A few hours afterwards, we started talking about character ideas, rules, etc. I suggested that we talk about our boundaries in game so everyone knew what we were getting into. I'm a relaxed DM. I don't mind if a player decides that they want to sleep with the barmaids as long as it doesn't mess with the game. The only thing I said I would not do, period, was force situations. Everything else is at the discretion of everyone. This is important to know. Fast forward to actually playing. I'm not so sure if the other people have ever done this before, but I ran the Death House part of the Curse of Strahd for about 4 sessions till everyone was comfortable playing together, then homebrewed a campaign from that. The guys were all pretty great up until this point. However, one of them, we'll call him Mike, began to make a few awkward comments to me. Mike decided to play a bard and took my "I don't care if you slept with everyone" very seriously. He tried to sleep with every single female. It got to the point where I had to speak to him outside of the game. He got very passive aggressive by telling me I had already said it was okay. Despite this, he did calm down a bit and we continued playing. A few sessions later, Mike tries to have a forced situation with a female orc while she's restrained and unconscious, and the party's elsewhere. I'm not even sure of the motive here, but he tried to make his explanations of his actions vague enough that they weren't specifically that, but obviously were anyway. I stopped the game immediately and told him if he didn't quit it, he was out for the rest of the session. He laughed with his buddies and then stopped. Later that night, he sent me a hand-drawn picture of an orc, clearly modeled after myself, with his character grabbing her. I told him that was not appropriate, and he wasn't welcomed at the next session. The next day he called in tears, saying he was really sorry and had drank way too much the night before. He also admitted to having a crush on me, but didn't know how to convey it. I politely told him I was flattered, but not interested, and let him back in the party. The rest of the party had been trying to convince me to let him back in the game because he hadn't done that much wrong anyway. Yes, I'm an imbecile. Apart from that event, I have been having fun with that campaign. Mike is no longer horrible in that session. He's quiet, and one of the guys tells me that I embarrassed him, and now he's struggling to connect. Not my problem. Fast forward a few more weeks, and things are getting weird again. 2 more members of my party have attempted to ask me out on dates. I once again politely decline and carry on. The sessions are now a little awkward for me because all of the guys are flirting with every single female that I place in the game. Slowly but surely, within a week, a guy confesses his love to me. I am no longer enjoying the session, so I plan on finishing up one story branch and then calling a day with the campaign and leaving. Not even a day later, Jack sends me 20 screenshots from a private group chat of the boys. They literally had bets on who would be able to sleep with me first. The entire group chat was discussing ways that they could flirt or win me over. A few screenshots of my own conversations between them, etc. It was so awful to look at because I thought these guys had actually been enjoying my sessions, but I was basically there a game myself. Jack told me he was incredibly sorry he hadn't said anything sooner, and that he was about to pull out the campaign because of them. I told the party over Discord that I knew what was going on, and that I was disgusted, and I would not DM for them again. I think I added in that none of them were even close to being physically attracted to me, and then I left. It's been a while since this happened, but I still haven't heard from any of those guys again. What were they thinking? Do they really think in-game flirting would win over a DM? Are they that far removed from reality? What are your thoughts?